Hello, Francesca.
Good morning,
Uh,
Edna.
Good morning. I'm now in Tel Aviv in our office. And where are you?
I am in Italy. I am in my hometown today because tomorrow is national holiday in Italy. And so today offices are closed because of this, let's say we call it a holiday bridge, because yesterday was Sunday, tomorrow will be holiday. So university is closed today. So I'm from my home.
That's interesting because the day after tomorrow we have a holiday here, our Independence Day. So
Yeah,
it
the
seems
same is
that
for us. The same is for us,
it's
independence. Yeah.
your Independence Day
Yes, yeah,
in
liberation.
Italy?
We call it Liberation Day. Liberation,
Liberation Day.
yeah, from the
Wow.
Second World War.
It's the
So
same here
when
with Independence Day.
we
Wow,
got our
great.
freedom back on the 25th
Yes, yes.
of April.
So, thank you very much for accepting our invitation to have an interview about our project Trust. But before that, I would like you to introduce yourself so that the audience knows who you are.
Thank you, Edna. So I am Francesca Spigarelli and a professor, full professor of applied economics. I teach applied economics at the College of Law in Macerata. Macerata is an old university in Italy dating back in 1290s, and it's a social science and humanities university. And in Macerata, I teach classes of applied economics, economic of innovation, and I am also the director of the China Center, because Macerata has a huge tradition in Chinese studies, because one of the most famous persons that was born in Macerata is Matteo Ricci, a Jesuit that went to China in the 17th century and became very close to the Chinese culture and to the Chinese philosophy. So we have a lot of studies about China, and I am the director of the China Center. And in general, I would say that my research topics are related to industry and industry dynamics. So I'm focused on understanding how structural changes of several economies in the world take place thanks to industrial policies and thanks to a shift in industry trend of growth. And in this moment, I'm more focused on the environmental industries, on the green industries, and on healthcare industries as key drivers of not only economic growth in the world, but key industries involved in the so-called twin transition, green and digital, while of course the healthcare industries are really relevant more than before, after the pandemic. And in general, I am interested in studies economic dynamics, where also China is involved. As I told you before, I'm director of the China Center. So in my perspective, I usually compare European development, European dynamics with China and, of course, the United States. Also, as a research topic, I am much involved in this moment in technology development that is impacting a lot in industry dynamics in every industry, thanks to the so-called 4.0 revolution. This is something that we also have in the Trust project that we will learn a little bit about today.
Wow, that's great. And actually, we met in a European Chinese project
Indeed.
in Trans-Urban EU China. And I am so happy that we keep our friendship and that you invited me to join in the project that we are going to discuss today. So tell us a little bit about the project.
Yes, the project is called Trust because we are investigating how societies, cities, and industry can build trust on the use of technologies, and specifically on the use of blockchain technologies, and also the development of blockchain technology towards the use of artificial intelligence in a broad sense. So this project was written 3 years ago, and the project started 2 years ago when we got the approval from the European Commission. So my idea when preparing the proposal was to understand at global level how technology would shape the development of daily life of citizens, but also of businesses. And the key role of blockchain technology was the technology that I choose to put at the center. And indeed, Israel is one of the most advanced countries in the use of technologies for running and managing also cities, as in your Institute for Smart Cities, where people are put at the center, but at the same time, technology play a great role in shaping smart, inclusive, and sustainable cities. So I was really happy to invite you because of your great expertise in the field, but also because you have such a great experience in a European funded project. And in this project, not only Israel is involved, but also many other European countries. And we have academic and non-academic institutions working together for mutual exchange of expertise. On one side, we have the institute as the one that you manage, small and medium companies, but also government, local government, as the region of Murcia, for example. And on the other side, we have several academic institutions. At the moment, we have Spain, France, Belgium, Italy involved as European countries, and in each country we have an academic and a non-academic institution, as we have in Israel. So not only your institution is involved, but also the Ono College for the academic part. In Belgium, we have Catholic University of Leuven, that is quite prestigious university with well advanced knowledge about the use of technology. And we are including now in our third year of the project, a small and medium company from Belgium. We are including new partners at this moment. And also in Spain, we have Carlos III de Madrid University and the Région de Murcia, as I told before. And in France, we have Montimage, that is a small and medium company very active in technology, and also Institut Mines Telecom, that is a network of polytechnic universities in France. So a wide range of technology institution. And then in Italy, we have the coordinator, that is the University of Macerata, but also the Polytechnic University of the Marche, that is our leading institution for the technology in the region, and a small medium company that is Grottini Lab. So this is the consortium where we also included, of course, China. As I told you before, in every project I try to include this perspective, also because China has quite advanced knowledge on the use of blockchain in several domains. They developed a lot of plan to push the use of blockchain technologies. So it is quite interesting to understand what they are doing and how they are developing several industries through the use of technology. And we have the Beijing Normal University in China that I visited just a few days ago. Just to be sure that after the COVID, we can have a better involvement and exchange of view with the Chinese partners. So the project is about mobility flow between different institutions. So it's about interdisciplinary and international exchange. So we have a budget of resources to support our staff, academic, management, and administrative staff, to visit our partner countries, partner institution, and to work together to reach a common understanding of the topic, the key topic that are at the center of our project. So if I can just briefly explain maybe what are the key aspects. So the project that is very interdisciplinary and very international and also intersectoral, because we have this exchange of perspective between academic and non-academic, as three main working packages that are more thematic. Working packages are key areas of research where people involved are more focused. The first working package has to do with the legal background that we need to develop to be sure that the trust is built on the use of technology. So we have legal experts mostly from different countries and different institutions working on the definition of a common legal background, starting from the understanding of the European legislation, but then expanding also to Israel and China. So the final goal of this working package is to define what we need, still need in terms of legislation to be sure that we can rely on the use of technology and we can really push their development at different level. One of the main constraints at the moment in the use of blockchain is the fact that we have a technology that is without boundaries, that is international, but at the same time, legislation are very specific related to single countries or single areas. So we need to build a general framework also to settle the disputes or to face problems that may arise in the use of these technologies. Then we have another working package that has to do with more technical related studies. So we have a group of engineers working on the understanding on how blockchain technology can be improved also with the use of artificial intelligence. And this working package has the contribution of several scholars that are studying not only the technicality of blockchain, but also how these technical tools impact on legal and economic aspects of the use of blockchain. Then we have another working package that has to do with the use of blockchain in the industry and also how the use of blockchain is impacting in the economic analysis of relationship within different actors. You know, the blockchain technology is something that can get rid of the use of institutions regulating markets. So it's a peer-to-peer, people-to-people technology. So we don't have this triangle that you usually have between the single person, company or government and an institution regulating the market. So this is changing a lot the way that we are thinking about economic categories and economic theories also. So we are studying with a group of different economic experts in different fields how the blockchain is impacting in the economic categories and theories, but also how blockchain are impacting in the business-to-business relation. And so we have a group of experts working on understanding how industries might change over the time, how industry could change the relation with customers, because blockchain can really impact on traceability, can impact on the way that consumers interact with companies. So it's a game changer in the business domain. And then we have a last, more comprehensive, but very interdisciplinary working package, the fourth working package that I would like to tell you a little bit more, but you know very well about this because you are the leading institution working on this. It's about the use of blockchain within cities. So how blockchain can really help the transition towards cities that are smart, are inclusive and sustainable, thanks to the use of blockchain. And we are developing different stream of research where the use of blockchain is analyzed and experimented also in public transport, for example, in the use of renewable energy sources for buildings, or in the governance of communities. And so thanks to your support, we are developing a community platform to really understand how citizens can be very much involved in the government of cities and how they can benefit of blockchain technology. So it is a very broad project lasting 4 years. And we are almost completing the second year. So we are in half of our program. We have 2 more years where we will work together very intensively, specifically by moving people around Europe, in Israel or in China.
So since we are in the middle of the project, maybe you have already some insights that you would like to share, because it was your idea to start this project. So what is your impression right now?
Yeah, my impression is that this topic is really interdisciplinary, as we were, as our original idea was to put together a team of different experts from different fields. And indeed, if you don't do that, you cannot really understand how blockchain technology work and how they can be implemented. So I see a lot of interaction between our different disciplinary groups, and legal experts cannot work without the input of engineers, for example, because they really need to go deep into the understanding on how this technology work to be able to provide guidelines to the legislator, guidelines to the public government of cities or a different national or European level. And I also see a lot of interaction between the technical people with the legal and the economic team, because, I mean, one thing is the technical aspects of a technology, and then the implementation really needs people that put in place what technology can do. For example, in the use of blockchain within industries, I see that there is a common understanding of what technology from the technical point of view can bring. But then on the application, the real application in single companies and single industries, they still lack trust in this technology. So we need to find use cases and to show with best practices how this technology works and which kind of benefit they can give to consumers and to companies in a specific field. So at the moment, we see a lot of value in this kind of interaction that is not so common in our research discipline. And for example, we are doing a lot in the field of, in the food industry. This was not something that we originally planned in the project, but it was something that was somehow pushed by our joint participation to the Expo in Dubai last year, when we attended this nice event with the Trust Project team, talking about how blockchain could provide solution for sustainable development of the food industry. And so we started investigating a lot in this domain, and indeed the food industry is one of the most relevant for the implementation of blockchain. And so we have already published several papers, and I'm very happy that we published these papers jointly with engineers and legal experts, and we were able to publish in very good journals. So I'm very, very happy about this. And we see that blockchain technology is helping the traceability of the food supply chain, and not only from the technical point of view, so understanding how raw materials are processed and then transferred into food to be sold into the market. But the blockchain can also establish a close and direct connection between the companies and customers. So it's a way through which companies can get a lot of data about customers and about how they use the products. So it's also a matter of using blockchain in marketing strategies, using blockchain for really getting closer to the consumer and to establish a closer relation. So I'm very happy about this kind of analysis that we are developing. And now we are trying also to move to other value chain that are not only related to food, but also to the fashion industry, for example, where the blockchain technology can really be a game changer in providing information along the value chain that usually is very international. You know that some production are maybe done very far away from the home country of the company that is producing trousers, shoes, or bags, and so on. So typical made in Italy products, for example. So the use of blockchain is really considered a game changer, but still we need to provide many use cases to show that they can work. And so this is our mission at the moment. Building, relying on cases of best practices to show how we can implement blockchain technology, because the technology is there, is already at a very good level. So it's not a matter of technical problem. It's about the use of contracts in the development of blockchain. And is also a matter about proving companies that it's a worthwhile investment to rely on blockchain technology. And then we have the working package that is more related to cities. And there also we are reaching very good results. Also, thanks, I need to say, thanks to the involvement of Israel and your institution, we are really understanding how this technology can be a game changer again in the development and management of cities. So we are publishing several papers that I hope will contribute to the general discussion on how this technology can be very useful to change the way that people contribute with their voices to the understanding of the needs of community, the needs of people, that can be really easy to collect. I mean, communities can be engaged in the building of cities thanks to this technology, because they can express their preferences, their voices through a simple digital device. They can contribute also in an anonymous way, providing information that are stored with this technology and cannot be manipulated, cannot be used in a different way. So I think that this is our contribution at the moment.
And do you have some surprises that are not as encouraging along the 2 years that are already behind us in this project?
So indeed, our project started when still we had some impact of the COVID. And so it was very difficult at the beginning to have people move. And this project is about mobility of people working together in different domains. So the start was not so easy because we had different rules in different countries about travels, restrictions. And so this is something that impacted in the first year of the project. And also, what is a little bit surprising to me is that some mobility was foreseen in China, but some institutions, especially the more technical one, the polytechnics, are having some problems because people are not authorized to travel to China and to work with Chinese scholars because of the sensitivity of these technologies, because we are talking about artificial intelligence, the use of advanced technology. And so there is a little bit of
lack of trust.
Lack of trust.
Lack of trust.
Lack of trust. Yes, lack of trust. So some institution had to reshuffle their plan of mobility because they cannot go to China. So I hope that by the end of the project, maybe in 2 years now, we can really push a comprehensive, without boundaries, mobility flows. I mean, Personally, I went to China, as I told you before, last week, and we are sending people there because it's wonderful to work together to have a really shared vision of technology and of the use of these tools in different domains. But for the rest, I'm quite happy because we are having a lot of results also from the scientific point of view. Even if we were not able to travel a lot in the first month of the project, we worked in remote jointly with the Zoom technology or similar. And so we are already achieving the scientific results of the project.
So I would like to ask you if at this stage you have already some impressions regarding the difference between, let's say, Europe and China. You have a lot of passion in this comparison. So I remember that in Transurban in EU-China, we identified some very culture specific characteristics of the different countries and the different cultures. And do you have already some insights regarding that in the Trust project?
I mean, in general, if I'm look specifically to the technical side of the project, I see that there are not so many differences in the level of technology reached by China and Europe. So our colleagues in the computer science area do not find that China is so far in terms of technology compared to Europe. What is really different is the implementation of technology, of the blockchain technology. China is more advanced, has already experimented in the past the use of blockchain. And so blockchain is now being used in different domains, in the cities, governance, but also in the industry. And this is also something related to the fact that European citizens and consumers are less technologically advanced than Chinese. I mean, in China, every person has a smartphone and uses a smartphone in the most extensive way. So if you go to China now, you don't use cash, for example. You don't have a wallet, a physical wallet, because you don't have any kind of paper to save in your wallet. Everything is backed by your cell phone. So the use of technology is really in every corner of the life of citizens. So they are much more used to provide inputs via phone and to talk and to communicate with businesses and firms via smartphone. So the use of technology and the interaction people to people and people to business is really relying on the use of the digital world, and also the development of digital transactions is more advanced. This is why I think that we need to look at the China model, because there we already have some balances of some evaluations of the use of blockchain technology, because they have been experimented the technology for a long time. From the legal point of view, also the China regulation is quite interesting, also because they are putting more and more pressure to restrict the use of data, because the state wants to keep a huge control in all the data that are collected also through blockchain technology. And so privacy and security are at the center of many new regulations of the Chinese government. And so this is quite relevant to our colleagues in the law area. So I would say that it's not the technology level that is so diverse, is the implementation of this technology. So we can find there some use cases that we might analyze in terms of weaknesses or good aspects of using the blockchain technology.
This is fascinating. The fascination comes from the fact that because we cannot trust each other enough. We need technology to help us do it.
Yes.
I always think that it is very ironical. And maybe the fact that in China it is more advanced is maybe because over there, because of the history of the revolution, the question of privacy and security and trust is much more dominant than in other countries. So they are making a big move forward.
Yes, totally agree.
It's very interesting. Do you have any specific insights regarding the blockchain technology and the legal issues? Because I know that you are focused on that in Macerata. So the whole question of IP, intellectual property, and now it becomes so common, not only with blockchain, but with artificial intelligence and the chat GPT and everything that we are playing with. Any insights so far about IP in this technology?
Yes, so you touch a very good point, Edna. So we have a group of colleagues that are working expressly in this domain. They are working in Macerata, but also in Carlo III de Madrid, where we have some experts that are investigating the use of smart contracts in this domain. And intellectual property is indeed one of the issues, because we have a common use of technology that is spread along a value chain where different companies are involved. And so for the governance of the value chain of the industry, this is quite a relevant aspect. But also there are several intellectual property problems or issues to be solved in the use of blockchain technology. Also, for example, in the domain of arts, where the non-fungible tokens can be used to have access to digital version of masterpieces or very important paintings or expression of intellectual creativity, as maybe books or paintings or piece of music. So this use of technology can give very good results in terms of use of these goods. So in the use of masterpieces in the arts domain, but at the same time there are several challenges, because there are intellectual property rights embedded in the replication in the digital world of these let's say masterpieces, but not only masterpieces. I mean, this kind of intellectual output that we might have in the real world. So there are two worlds competing at the moment, yes, and we need to make them very fungible, the real world and the digital world. And so I see a lot of discussion among my colleagues in the law field about how we can really use technology, non-fungible token and blockchain, for the maximization of the use of arts and cultural heritage products and goods.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It's really. Any specific insights regarding Israel? I know that we had some guests from Trust, and we are lucky that two of them even wrote an article,
yes,
to which I was very happy to give some contribution. So do you have some impressions regarding, you have two organizations in
yes,
Israel, our SME and the college, or no college, some specific impressions after 2 years regarding Israel in this emerging technology?
yes. So I'm really impressed by the advancement of Israeli technology and the use of the broad use of technology that you have. And also I'm impressed about how developed is this concept of smart city. So cities where on one side you respect and leverage on the needs of people, respect communities. So you put people at the center of your plan and your discussion. And on the other side, you have a massive use of technology to make people live in a better way in communities. So when my two young researchers visited your institution there, they were really impressed on the kind of connection that your SME has within the Israeli ecosystem of innovation that is very rich and very active. So they find it very easy to talk to different persons, to speak with different entrepreneurs or different institutions. And this is about community engagement. So you are very good in engaging different actors of the local economic innovation system to contribute to research projects. That is not so common because sometimes in different countries it is more difficult to talk to different people and to have stakeholder engagement in such an easy way. And on the other side, as for the Honor College, we see a lot of contribution in terms of finance. So the financial side of the use of blockchain technology, because there are very good experts in the fintech, let's say, domain, but also a lot of intellectual contribution on how to imagine new economic theory to interpret the use of blockchain as a game changer in market mechanism and in the use of transaction and in the domain of transaction cost. So I see a lot of practical inputs, but also very theoretical inputs from our Israeli friends. So I'm very excited to come to Israel in September to visit you.
Wow, I am so excited too, Francesca. You know, I have constantly this mixed feeling about trust and technology because I don't know, intuitively in my heart, I know that there is some enigmatic aspect to how come you and I became good friends. It has to do on something that is completely intangible. So how can you put this type into technology? So, and on the other hand, of course, where there is lack of such a friendly trust, then of course technology can take over and can save time and money, and the role of the central banking system and all the big ones who supposedly take care of us, and then we find out that they do not really do it all the time. So I think that it is an amazing topic. I always think how creative you were when when you invented this idea of this project. And we met face to face in China a long time ago,
Yes.
the COVID. So I really look forward to our meetings when you come to Israel. I would like to thank you very much.
It's me thanking you, Edna.
Thank you. And I know that the followers of our management magazine Status will enjoy it too. And I hope that all of our partners and community of the Trust project. So thanks a lot,
Thank you,
and
Edna.
see you soon.
See you very soon. See you very soon, Edna. Thank you. Thanks to all the persons that are going to watch this interview, and hopefully we can contribute to the understanding of technology for the best of its application. So at the end of the project, maybe we will have some contribution to the further application of blockchain, or in some domain, maybe we will highlight some weaknesses or some dark side of the technology, but we are contributing all together to a general understanding of this very important topic. So I'm very happy that we are maybe contributing to the development of our future life.
Hopefully.
Thank you,
Thank
Edna.
you. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.